Hi, and welcome to Elise Talks. So, I don't know if you've ever heard the idea of journaling, of just sitting down and dumping some things out. I know I was in a group a few years ago where we did burn letters, where we wrote down things that bothered us, and you could write it on a piece of paper, and you had to write it by hand, and then you could take it out and like burn it in your barbecue or on a dish or like a tinfoil plate or something in your backyard without burning down the whole neighborhood. And I did that a few times. I thought it was helpful. But something that I've run into over the last 6 months that's been really great has been just simply doing a dump with a journal. So I don't have to have a theme or a set time. Lots of people suggest, oh, set a timer for 15 minutes or only the things that are troubling you, or, if you're going through a bad experience, like your emotions. But something that I decided to do, having done gratitude journaling and also having done those burn like type letters, was to just allow some free flow. So I tried to pair this with meditation. So if you're not a meditator, it's okay. You don't have to be, but I found that I was trying to incorporate this before I did my meditation, so that when I sat down to do meditation, I felt more like my mind was clear and I was ready for inspiration, or just to have that space emptied out. So here's some things that have come my way because of journaling. I was a little worried at first when I started doing it that it would be all negative. It brought me back to, those teenage years of like, dear diary, this guy doesn't like me, or my friends are jerks, or worse, whatever you were writing in your journal or your diary back then. But I decided, I was like, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to let stuff out. And again, this is just kind of part of a journey that I've had this year. I took a year-long meditation training, like a meditation teacher training, which I found was really helpful. And we had to journal around our meditation practices. So I have kept a personal journal from time to time, as well as I've done gratitude journaling. So, I've had experience with this, and, I actually find it's very therapeutic. And I would say, if you're thinking about this, don't type it into your phone. Don't put it on a computer. Like, get pen to paper and do it. That is very therapeutic for me. Maybe it's because I have a secret love of stationery, but I would just write. So I would either do it first thing in the morning or whenever I was going to do my meditation. Sometimes I do it in the evening. I decided I was going to like freestyle this instead of saying, oh, it has to be done at this time or it has to be done at that time. And it did start off a little negative. Stuff I was irritated about with my spouse, or things that weren't going well at work that I wasn't happy with, or, just life. Like, honestly, how many of us don't have something that we're struggling with on a day-to-day basis? But what was interesting is that really within a matter of a few days of this practice, I started to think, oh, well, I'm letting some of this out. I have this idea, so I started to write ideas down in there too, with the idea that I wasn't obviously burning this stuff or throwing it away. I would eventually come back and review it. But the more I incorporated this freestyle journaling into my day, the more stuff started to come out. And like I said, it wasn't even that it was therapeutic or emotional. And some of it became emotional because it was like, oh, wow, look at that idea I just had there. Like, that's cool. But it just gave me that outlet. It's just given me the opportunity to kind of be like, hey, here's what's happening in my head. And some things that came full circle for me on it are even just these thoughts of like almost affirmations. And from time to time in my life, I've used affirmations. I use them as part of my meditation program. But to kind of come back through and be able to be like, I am good at this, or I am going to accomplish this, or, just putting some of those thoughts on paper, starting to see them in this format of like, oh yeah, yesterday I thought about this too, or now that I've had time to reflect on that, oh, maybe I'll do it like this, so it's been an awesome experience. And I feel like if you need structure, create a time, create a time in the day, or create a amount of time that you have to do it, or, you know, you got to do 1 page, or you have to do 3 pages, or you have to do whatever. But for me, as somebody who I like hate it when somebody tells me I have to do it exactly a certain way, I just went freestyle with it. But play around with it, see how it goes. And if you're a meditator, and I will do some videos on meditation a little bit later, but if you're a meditator, try it before you meditate, because you'd be really surprised how clear you can become when you sit down for that meditation, or even, you know, just I do Vipassana meditation, so I'm really just trying to be quiet and observe and not get too wrapped up in a thought as it creeps by or pops into my head. But there have been some really cool experiences where I've done that journal, I've meditated, and then as I'm wrapping up my meditation, I'm like, oh yeah, like this is I'm gonna do this. This is the idea. So give it a try. Get a book. Or if you're like me, you probably have 600 notebooks flitting about your house. But get a book, get a pen or a pencil, whatever you like to write with the best, and dump some stuff out of your head, okay? See what comes out. You might be surprised. It might start off negative, so hang in there. If you got lots of negative to get out, nothing wrong with that. But just start writing. Start writing and like let a few things go and see what it does for you. It's been a super cool experience for me. I am happy to share more if you ever want to message me and talk with me about it. I love it. Great practice and worth some time and some practice, okay? So I hope that helps. Have a great day, and I hope I see you soon.